Hey, subscribe to History Monuments right now, because this episode, well, it really dismantles one of the biggest myths about Viking construction. The Vikings did not rely on waterproofing in the modern sense, and honestly, that was not a limitation. It was actually a deliberate engineering choice that allowed their ships, homes and harbours to survive constant moisture, freezing temperatures and, those violent storms. What they used instead was more reliable than sealants, more forgiving than coatings, and rooted in a deep understanding of how wood, water and air behave together. So, stay with this all the way through, because this knowledge still outperforms many modern building habits. Why did Viking builders reject the idea of trapping water out of wood? Modern waterproofing tries to create a sealed barrier, but Vikings understood something critical. Wood is alive long after the tree is cut. Turf, sod and soil acted as moisture regulators rather than actual waterproof covers. Viking roofs are often misunderstood. Turf roofs were not meant to block water completely. The grass layer slowed rain, while the soil absorbed and released moisture gradually. Beneath it, birch bark sheets guided water outward. Birch bark did not seal like plastic. It shed water while remaining flexible and breathable. This layered system worked because, each material had a role. Modern green roofs and breathable membranes operate on the same logic, whether builders realize it or not. So, why did Viking ships survive saltwater without modern sealants? Viking shipbuilders relied on swelling, not sealing. When clinker planks absorbed water, they expanded, tightening seams naturally. Wool, moss or animal hair packed between planks expanded with moisture and contracted when dry. Tar was used, but not as a waterproof shell. It preserved flexibility and slowed water movement rather than stopping it. For modern wooden boat owners, using flexible seam materials and breathable oils instead of rigid sealants follows this same ancient logic. Site selection also replaced chemical protection. Vikings built where water moved, not where it pooled. Longhouses were placed on slopes or ridges, never in low ground. Drainage ditches guided runoff away from foundations. Posts were often set on stones rather than buried directly in soil. Maintenance was part of the system, not a sign of failure. Viking builders expected to maintain their structures. Tar was reapplied, turf was replaced, and damaged boards were swapped out. Because nothing was sealed permanently, repairs were simple and localized. Modern buildings often fail catastrophically because sealed systems hide damage until it spreads. Adopting a mindset of regular inspection and small maintenance mirrors Viking practice and prevents large-scale decay. Modern builders and survivalists can apply this knowledge step by step. Start by designing for drainage and airflow before choosing materials. Use overlapping construction methods rather than flush joints. Elevate wood above ground contact wherever possible. Choose breathable treatments like pine tar oils or natural finishes instead of impermeable coatings. Accept seasonal movement and plan for access and maintenance. These steps, honestly, do not require advanced tools, just patience and understanding. This Viking approach still outperforms modern waterproofing in harsh environments. Waterproofing fails when conditions change. The Viking system adapted. By working with water rather than fighting it, their buildings survived storms, freeze-thaw cycles, and centuries of use. This was not accidental durability. It was engineering grounded in observation and experience. Subscribe to History Monuments if you value construction wisdom proven by time, not marketing. Share this episode with fellow history enthusiasts, builders and survivalists, and help keep these practical Viking methods alive for the future.